We'll give it just a second. I gotta make sure everything's working. I cleared all my history and stuff, so I need to make sure my live stream key is still working. It's still working. And hello, and welcome back to Retrieving Sanity with your podcast host Keegan, and this is your podcast for all mental health, addiction, recovery issues and topics. Now, I've got a question for you. Do you know what shame is, or have you ever had a shame attack? Well, fuck, because damn, I didn't realize how much shame actually infected my life until I spoke with Emma Lyons the other day. And holy cow, if you haven't listened to that episode, go listen to it, because if you thought you knew what shame was, I almost guarantee you it's kind of right, honestly. But here's the thing, it may be running our lives more than what we really realize. So give me just a second, because I think I figured out why y'all couldn't hear the music last time that I was supposed to be like hearing with y'all. And I think it's because just it I didn't have a button pressed. So anyways, live and learn. But with that being said, I don't know if y'all can hear it very well, so give me a second. I just want to pop over here. Give it a few seconds. Okay. And then this might cause feedback if I don't do it right. Oh gosh. Yeah, just get to live a few seconds. Okay. And then this might cause feedback. It's good. Don't do it right. Oh gosh. Okay. We're good. I hope I didn't screw anything up too bad. Cue weird noise feedback, whatever, an end, I hope. So, with that being said, shame is crazy. It is by all means something that I didn't realize was actually ruining me. And it wasn't so much ruining me, it was also holding me back. Now, it's man, I really want to get Emma back on like super soon, just so that we can have like this back and forth. Like, okay, shame, hang on, like, because parts of me, like, here's a weird thing, right? Even though I can realize and see how much it has held me back, kept me back from achieving what I think I may actually be more capable of, it is so programmed and so just prevalent that I'm like, I maybe we need it, maybe. But the thing is that no, it's so bad. So that's the thing, is right. Like, shame is, so I want to say it's a construct, right? I want to say that it is an artificial emotion, and I say that because it's something that humans made for a particular reason. And in that sense, to me, it just feels not right. It feels like this, like it's not a natural thing. It's not a natural shape. I mean, it is, and it's not. It's on the floor now, so that's just where it goes. But the thing is I don't really see a society without shame, without calling it a utopia. And I say that in a slight kind of sense. And I say that because whenever we think of shame, it's I'm bad. Like, I am bad. And that's not the truth, so don't tell yourself that. But that's what I told myself for so many years. Still do from time to time. And I'm so freaking hard on myself. And the thing is that if being hard on myself actually worked, it would have worked a long fucking time ago, because I've been beating myself up for years. And I'm sure you can relate too if you're listening to this. So, what I can say is that we think that our inner critic is like a part of us. Maybe it's childhood wounds, maybe it's traumas, maybe it is, maybe it's not. But that's the thing, is that I'm not going to say what is and isn't for you, because I know some of the things for me, and it's a conglomeration, modge podge, bunch of bullshit that I've got to take apart bit by bit by bit and kind of work at it from there. But I got to figure out all the things that help kind of like unglue the stuff, like dissolve it and just make it to where it's malleable again, or it comes to front and center, like behind a bunch of varnish, like those old oil paintings, and it's really cool to watch them just like get restored. But that's the thing, right? So what is shame? Because if I'm bad, why did I think that? Well, it's pretty much because humans want ways to make other humans do things that that human wants them to do. Or rather, I think shame is more of a group kind of thing. Because as Emma was pointing out, she was saying that shame is used as manipulation. It is a form of control because, and I totally agree. I have to agree 100%. Because if you sit there and you do things that are not in line with someone's ideology, belief system, whatever, blah, blah, they can just cast shame. And it's like, ouch, minus 10 HP. What the fuck, dude? So, like, why? We just sit there and let people do this. And the thing is that we're a victim of it ourselves sometimes. I know I am, and I really fucking hate seeing it that way. But the thing is that I never realized that I was doing it because I didn't understand what shame actually was. Shame is someone trying to make you fall in line with what makes them comfortable. Hmm? Sounds about right, right? So it's kind of hard to actually sit there and go, well, how do we all kind of get along per se? And that's kind of the funny thing. We just fucking have to. We're adults. If it is my problem that someone is bothering me, guess what? It's my problem. However, there are certain things where if it is taken to certain degrees, if they overstep certain boundaries, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. The nuances are all there. But the thing is that there's a baseline of acceptance, tolerance, and just understanding that I'm a person, I'm kind of fucked up. You're a person, you're kind of probably fucked up. We're all a little fucked up. We're all just trying to get through the day. I'm just trying to get back home and, like, just live a life and not try to work to death. And so are you. I hope you are. So why can't we just kind of get along and just be on our merry way, or maybe help each other out? Maybe you got some knowledge I need. Maybe I can help you do something that you can't do, or something like that. I know it sounds fascinating. I know it sounds like a lot of people are like, this is never going to work. Well, duh, because you have that fucking mindset. So, what I do want to say is that eventually we can get to that point. I think we've been to that point here and there throughout human history, and maybe even through the United States, but in such small segments and things like that, that it actually only happens in pockets or little communities. And that's the awesome thing, right? But what happens whenever you step out of line of that community? Well, that's where the shame comes in, my friend. You do something that the community doesn't like, and you just step out of those lines, those boundaries, whatever, then shame. You're shamed because you went a little bit different. Maybe you grew something. Maybe you were exposed to some knowledge and you changed your opinion because of altering facts. Not altering facts, but you know what I mean. That's the thing, right? If you get presented conflicting information and you have to critically think and you therefore change your opinion because maybe something just didn't jive right with the information you had prior versus the information you got now, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. Regardless, whenever you decide to do different, a lot of the people that were in that community are going to shame you. So, what can we do to kind of avoid that shame? Sorry, I didn't realize this music had like la la la. Anyways, what can we do to help really avoid that shame? And really, it's just kind of letting people be people in a certain way, right? Because whenever I was speaking to Emma, I was like, there's got to be a point to shame, right? Like, there has to be, because otherwise it wouldn't be around. And she just kept going to its manipulation, its control. That's all shame is. And it's not that it's simple, yet it's not, because it's so insidious. It's everywhere. And I think it really just has to be within us to be, as she says with her book, reclaim your shameless. So I think that that's honestly pretty cool because she was right. Whenever she said that shameless is also a slur nowadays, I was like, yeah, you're right. I've only heard shameless kind of be like a slur, and I don't like that, because if you're shameless, then no one can shame you into doing what they want to be comfortable with. So, like, yeah, fucking yeah, power to you, right? But that's kind of the thing is that a lot of people are like, oh, you're sick. And then that's another thing, right? Like, okay, so if you're treating sick people like this, what do you do to cancer patients and stuff? How do you treat them? Is it their fault that they got cancer? And well, that's the thing, right? We have to view ourselves in different lights because whenever we carry our shame, we tend to maybe shame others for maybe not following the same shame path we do. Or maybe it's something entirely different. Maybe it's just something that we're projecting a whole lot. Maybe it's something that we are not comfortable with. And so we make others fit into our comfort zone by shaming them. Emma was saying that shame is great for small, like immediate change of behavior. Medium and long term wise, it's not very good. In fact, I know for myself, it causes a lot of rebellion. So, yeah, take your pick. Do you want to be complicit and just sit there and do all that stuff and sit in the shame spiral and the shame loop? Well, it fucking sucks. I can tell you that right now because I get caught in them all the fucking time. And it's the silliest fucking shit. It really is. Because you'll just be sitting there just like, all right, going along your day. And like me, I'll just be going along my day and I'll do something. I'm like, man, that was fucking stupid. Man, that was fucking stupid. Don't call myself stupid. Fuck, God. And it just kind of goes on like that. And it can be all sorts of different things. But the thing is that that's shaming myself. And Emma calls it the inner narcissist. She doesn't call it inner critic. She calls it the inner narcissist. And what does it need to really thrive? And by that, I mean a narcissist. What do they need? They need reactions. They need to be coddled almost, right? And that's the thing. So whenever you give a narcissist what it wants, whenever you sit there and you just give it more anger, more bait, whatever the fuck it wants, it's just going to keep coming back, right? And so she's saying, what do we do as a narcissist on the outside? Like a narcissistic person? Well, we just kind of ignore them. We don't really stonewall them. I think the term is gray rock them or something like that. It's like you respond with no emotional attachment or whatever, blah, blah. And it's great. People hate that shit. But the thing is, we don't do that to ourselves. A lot of us are told we have to sit there and just be like, all right, it's my inner me. I am hurt. I don't know what to do. So I'm going to love myself. And that's true. We do need to do that. However, we're also sitting there going, oh God, I'm such a bad fucking person. It's okay, me. Don't feel like that. We're all bad fucking people. No, that's not how it fucking works. No, what we do is whenever it's like, oh, I'm a fuck up, I really fucked up. No, we sit there and we tell that part of us that said, I'm a fuck up, I fucked up, and we can sit there and we can acknowledge and hold on to the guilt if we want. Maybe not hold on to, but at least process it. We can sit there and say, yes, guilt. Ouch, fucking guilt, that hurts, but it's not here forever. It's something that I did. I can change that because it's an outside experience. But shame says, I am bad. There's nothing I can do. I must suffer. Because it's in me, right? So we just have to really kind of change that and tell ourselves, hey, get the fuck over. Not get, sorry, I hate doing that. See what I mean? I shame myself and I shame myself into doing that. But that's also the thing. It's not get the fuck over it or get the fuck on with it or whatever the hell you want to call it. It can just be just stop talking to yourself that way. You don't fucking deserve it. I don't fucking deserve it. None of us fucking deserve it. Leave us the fuck alone. That can all be said to you that's saying, I'm a bad person. You can say, fuck off. No, I'm not. Who the fuck are you to say so? Oh, and if you say, but I am mean, then you can say, If I really was, I wouldn't be beating myself up that much because I know me and I know what I want for other people. And why would I treat other people really? What was it she said? She said, you don't treat other people worse than you treat yourself, I think. And so it's like, yeah, if that's right. I can't remember, but the way that she put it was really good. And so that's the thing. Like, if someone is really mean to other people, like, after a certain point in my healing process, it's been like, shit, like, I can see whenever I'm rude or whatever in a lot more slight ways and everything like that. And it really sucks because it's very little things that I'm catching myself doing or saying or just like anything. And I was telling myself I'm bad for thinking or doing or whatever, but it's not that I'm bad. It's not that I'm bad for thinking or doing or whatever. It's that I'm trying to reprogram myself. I'm trying to unlearn a bunch of shit. I'm trying to better myself. I have to give myself credit. And I am going to fuck up, but I am not a fuck up. And for every little fuck up that I do, I will correct that fuck up 2 times. So the correctness will outweigh the fuck ups at one point, I hope. But shame, it's hard. It's really, 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 really hard to get over. And like Emma said, it's not an overnight thing. It's not, and most of this healing stuff is like that too. It's like it's not overnight. Let me like clarify, reiterate, it is not overnight. And I personally don't think anyone is ever healed, but I do think that someone can be healed from situations, healed from triggers and stuff like that. But that's the thing too, is that it's not necessarily healed in its entirety, I think. Again, I think traumas are kind of like physical scars, right? Like you have that vitamin C, pumping them up, keeping them nice and active. Without that vitamin C, it just kind of fizzles away. I think that's kind of what like trauma is, those little scars. And then we kind of sit there and we have to like put ourselves into that trauma, like to feel it, to heal it, to reveal it, whatever. And that kind of keeps everything at bay. Maybe not at bay, maybe it does eventually catch up. Nah, it doesn't. Because you know what? It only gets fucking better. And it only gets better though with actual fucking work. And it's hard. No one ever tells you that. And no one ever tells you that it's not self worth you're having a problem with. It's you're shaming yourself, probably. Because, yeah, like, whenever you can actually like accept yourself for being yourself, it's a game changer. It's a huge game changer. Because again, whenever I can sit there and along my healing journey, I can see what other people are doing and saying or treating other people, and with me, I'm like, oh, fuck, that person's pretty hurt. Maybe. I hope so, at least. And then, well, if they are hurt and if it's been brought to their attention, whatever, and they choose to not work on themselves, so if they choose to keep hurting people, and like, that's the thing. If you bring it to them as it is a choice and they don't choose to not do that, like, if you do this, you're going to hurt people. If you don't do this, you're going to hurt people, or you whatever, blah, blah, blah. But the opposite of that, and then they don't do the opposite of that, but choose the thing that still hurts people. It's like, okay, like, I'm sorry, but to me, that is the essence of a bad person. Like, if I know something is going to really mess up someone, I'm more than likely not going to do it, even if I'm really fucking pissed. Why? Because I know that anger can sit there and ruin decades of hard work, literally in a flash. And I know the opposite is true too. That too much anger built up, it doesn't actually build anything. I think it just sets foundation full of dynamite, ready to go. And fuck, that's going to suck. So, one of the things that keeps a lot of pain regurgitated, passed on, things like that, is shame. Because if you don't follow this, if you don't do this, if you don't think a certain way, if you don't behave a certain way, shame, 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 shame. It's like, fuck, man. Like, come on. I'm just trying to get by. I'm just trying to be a fucking person. I'm just trying to survive to the next day, and that's hard enough. So, fuck, man. Like, and whenever you can actually get to the next day and you hate yourself a little less than you did the day before, oh, that's such a good feeling. But don't sit there and rest on your laurels and everything and be like, ah, yeah, I have. Oh, yeah, that's it. I ain't got to do nothing else. I'm just going to chill here. Yeah. No, we don't do that. We don't. We can for a little bit. But the moment you sit there a little bit too long, it'll bite you in the ass and you're going to be like, fuck. And then it's hard as hell to build up that momentum again because it is momentum because we're sitting there, we're rewiring our brain stuff. And if you want to know the etymology, fuck, is that how you say it? If you want to know the meaning of the word brains, look it up. It's actually really funny because it goes all the way back to like Old English, I believe, in like Old German. And it's literally just stuff in the head. It's literally just the stuff in the head. Look it up. It's great. And everyone's always like, the brain named itself the brain. And it's like, no, the brain was like, because on the battlefield, like, what's that? Oh, that's the stuff in the head. Uh-huh. So, anyways, but we can sit there and we can just unshame ourselves a little bit day by day and realize that it's okay to just be us. It's okay to exist. It's okay to breathe. It's okay to think. It's okay to feel. It's okay to just not be able to do any of that, too. It's okay to just be able to say, like, I'm me. I don't know exactly what the fuck that means, but I'm here. And you know what? That's okay, too. Just don't go hurting people for no apparent reason and just don't choose to hurt people. Pfft, you're fine. You know, if you're looking to hurt people, maybe you're just really, really hurt and angry. And maybe you're afraid that you're on the tipping point. I don't know. I'm not you, and you aren't me. So I'm just trying to say, I know how fucking hard it can be sometimes to get through the next day, or the current day, actually. And sometimes 5 minutes can feel like fucking forever. But I can also tell you that the opposite is true too. Whenever those 5 minutes feel like forever, but they're blissful, oh, so great. They're amazing. And if you feel like you haven't had that in a while, I hope you do at some point in the near future, soon, in the soon. I almost said in the soon futures, and I had to correct myself. Sorry, but I really do hope you have that kind of feeling at some point in the near future because you deserve it. You deserve some bliss. You deserve some nirvana. You deserve some heaven. And the thing is, all that's right in here. We create that within ourselves, and whatever we create in here, we tend to project outward just a little bit through our actions, through our whatever. So I find that the worse I treat myself, the worse I treat those around me. The kinder I am to myself, the kinder I am to others. The more expectations I have on myself, the more expectations I have on others. The more expectations I have, the more resentments I seem to build for no apparent reason, and the more that those turn into shame bombs. So, because fuck you for making me uncomfortable. And I'm not saying that everyone is sitting there and whatever they do to make me uncomfortable doesn't deserve to be shamed for whatever reason. If they cross a boundary, they cross a boundary. And that's something that they either know or don't know. If they don't know, I'll inform them. And if they do know, well, you can fuck right off. I'm not necessarily going to say shame on you for crossing that boundary. I'm just going to say, hey, just so you know, you crossed that boundary again. So here's the consequences kind of thing. Maybe not even that. I don't know. It's one of those things. Every single person is different. I've never been one of the people that can say, in this situation, I will do this. Exactly. Because there's so much to take into account, so many variables, all the context and everything. There's no way I can sit there and say, in this scenario, I would do this. Impossible. Impossible. So, what I can say is that whenever times get trying, whenever things get really fucking rough, whenever you don't want to keep going, just try a little bit more, a little bit more. Just for a few seconds, even. A few seconds can literally save your life. And a few seconds can be what makes you think you want to be here or not. So I'm just saying that you deserve to be here. You have breathed this air. You've seen the light, maybe. You've heard things, maybe. You've tasted things, maybe. You've experienced life. You deserve to live. You deserve to experience happiness. You deserve to experience safety. You deserve to experience it all. Unfortunately, it does come with pain. And I think through that pain, we can actually come back stronger and better than what we were before. But it takes a lot of effort because it took a lot of effort to break us down, too. It didn't happen just, eh, eh, eh. No, it took a lot of considerable effort to break each and every one of us at some point in some way. And it's going to take even more to get over it, through it, and back better than ever. But it is entirely possible. So if you need someone, always reach out to someone that you know, that you love. If you need to, dial 988. And if you're in the LGBTQ plus, dial the Trevor Project up in Canada. I'm sorry, I don't remember that number. It's a 10-digit number, and I'm not good with numbers and names sometimes. So, anyways, with this, we're going to go ahead and end this episode here. And I just want you to know, like, it's okay. Okay? I'm here. We're all here for each other, whether we know it or not. But I want you to know that I love you, whether you know it or not. Whether you think, how could someone love me? I'm unlovable. Well, I thought the same thing about myself too, but look at me. Married. So, with that being said, we're going to say just unshame yourself. Make yourself shameless. And we will see you in the next episode. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your evening, day, night, afternoon, morning, whatever it is that you may be watching this. And we'll see you next time. With that being said, much love. Schlan.